So let's begin this video, people. Top of the morning on this ugly, gloomy, rainy day. So let's talk about SmackDown last night. SmackDown. Let me say John Cena and Randy Orton. They had a half an hour promo. Nothing new. This is what WWE loves to do. Once again, to people that's all about spots. He said this and he said that, and okay, cool, whatever. John Cena's at a point right now where they're gonna boo him, they're gonna cheer him at the same time, like he says. He's calling them pretty much puppets. He's making it known. Like he said, they'll boo me and cheer me at the same breath. Let's go Cena sucks, right? And he's going back to the whole 25 years, how he's been used. And basically, Randy Orton, he's telling him he needs kids. That's why, he's turned against these fans and all this and that. And, Randy Orton is one of the dirtiest guys, Mr. Legend Killer. So he's, trying to get into Cena's head to get him to go back to being a good guy again. So Cena says he doesn't need kids because for 25 years he's been raising all of these kids. They're cheering Cena even when he's insulting them, right? But this is the mindset of the WWE fans. This is what they are. Like, they get to the point where they're weird to me. They're just weird. They're really just weird. So anyway, John Cena and Orton have this long promo. I feel like Cena and Orton have so much history together that this promo could have and should have went differently from the way it did. But they did it the way they did it. And, basically it ends with Cena attacking him. He threw the belt at him, started punching him and stomping him, and then basically he was getting ready to hit him with the belt. And then, Orton gets up, he ducks it, and he RKOs him. Now, all right, it was just super long, man. And the fact that this is a feud, of course, that's gonna happen. We know that they're gonna, whether it's one match, I don't know. I don't know what they see for Cena. Randy Orton is going to basically fight him at Backlash, which is going to be in St. Louis, where Randy Orton is from, and we'll just have to see the way the match goes. But in terms of the build up to it, being that John Cena's not going to be at another WrestleMania, we know that somewhere he's going to lose the title. Or does he leave with the title? Who knows? I don't know, man. But either way, it was just very long, man. And I don't, I'm not into all these super long promos like that. But pretty much, it was just more of John Cena bickering with the complaining about the fans and complaining about being mistreated and, him and his ruining wrestling stuff. Okay, so, all right, they did what they did. And, like I said, it should have just been more of their history as opposed to just what it came down to. I mean, we'll see how this thing goes in the coming weeks and how they promote it, because it's just the same thing. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I never do, and I don't have to. I didn't miss seeing Cody Rhodes come out, man, with these same dry ass promos, that little irritating voice he has. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, let me say, when Zelina Vega won this title from Chelsea Green, I told you guys Chelsea Green was just a joke, man. And this women's U.S. title is nothing. Titles don't mean shit in the WWE, man. They really just don't. The only one they try to make it seem like their belts are so prestigious, but they're not. Chelsea Green has done nothing with this belt, man. And in fact, Chelsea Green, for whatever reason, WWE loves to book. They love to book singles wrestlers like with these sub belts. They love to book them into tag matches. So I'm watching this right. Why does this idiot try to get? It's only one lane, not two. Jackass, get behind me. Okay, so they love to book them into like tag matches, But anyways, Chelsea Green's reign was nothing. Nobody cares about or remembers anything she did. This is what I'm saying. It's about moments. What moments has she had? She's just been a goofball. That's it. So Zelina Vega wins the title. And it was like really, I think the crowd has gotten so used to she's going to lose anyway. She comes out to barely any fucking reaction. She wins the belt. There's no real like excitement. Oh, she won. It was just, oh, okay, she won. It's okay. It was no build up about this fight. They didn't talk much about it. Nothing feels special or feels like it's a big deal. The only thing that they really put their real effort into is bragging about how many tickets they sell at WrestleMania, or just, a sellout crowd and such. But I mean, the matches, they don't do much of anything. Okay, so anyways, she wins. Whatever. I don't remember the order. I'm going off what I remember happening last night. So if I've missed something, I just miss it. They don't care how they give us shit, right? So anyways, the Miz comes out and he's talking about outsiders and whatever, right? What gets me about this outsider talk is this. Whenever you talk about an outsider, people coming to the company from other promotions, right? It's funny because they always try to reference or make some type of comments like somebody not being used to this level of competition in WWE, or just some type of derogatory remark because that wrestler has come from AEW. At one time, it was when they would come from TNA. The Miz is like 40s. What is? I don't know. The Miz in his mid 40s at least, if not late. But the Miz is coming out. This whole Miz TV shit, it's not even consistent, man. So he comes out, he's talking and whatever, and Aleister Black comes out. Like, who really gives a fuck? Let me explain something to you guys. I told you guys this shit a long time ago. When you leave the WWE, if you left the WWE on bad terms, if you left there and you were nothing but a mid-card guy or a jobber, that is exactly how you're going to return. Did I not tell you guys? Look at what they're doing with Penta, right? He's never been there. But look at who he's feuding with. Look at who he's feuding with. If you don't come there, and I'm not saying you got to go to a top level guy right away, unless you're going to win. Because what ends up happening is you come there and they'll throw you in there with mid-card guys. And if you don't at least squash those mid-card guys, if you go in there and have a 50-50 match with them, I told you guys this before. This is what you have to expect in the future. And the only reason Zelina Vega got this title is because now, is it not ironic they've acquired AAA? Is it not ironic when they announced this at WrestleMania, I think it was night one, and then they had all the Latinos up on stage? Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? Well, they'll have her come out on their AAA show. They'll have her going back and forth representing AAA. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. They're doing these things, but it's like the belts don't mean anything because you can be a champion. Example, like Joe Hendry, the TNA champion, came out and got completely embarrassed by Randy Orton. Yeah. And Orton is up in his 40s, mid 40s or whatever, late 40s as well. But bottom line, this is what I'm saying. They come out, they have these wrestlers come out and show you that the belts don't mean nothing. They really don't mean anything. All you're doing is holding that hunk of junk on your shoulder, talking about nothing, and then barely wrestle. And then here you have these guys that come here and they treat them differently. Anybody that's been watching Penta and watching Ray Phoenix, watching Jade Cargill is saying they're not using them the same way. It's definitely, okay, no they're not. And this is what I've been telling you guys. They don't use them the same way. They want to change everything about you. They want to put their own twist on something. But I have some more things to get to towards the end. So let me say, look at Aleister Black coming out, and big deal. He came out to a half-ass ovation too. Who cares? Big deal. He's come back. Big deal. What's his name? Miro comes back. Rusev. Big deal. So what? Only thing you're gonna do is have matches with them. I've been telling you guys this consistently, right? This is all that's gonna happen. It's like, hey, we got him on our roster. Okay, cool. Now do something with them. What are you gonna do? Okay. Who did Drew McIntyre? What happened with Drew McIntyre? What happened with him? I don't even remember. What the hell did Drew do? What did Drew do? Yeah, Drew McIntyre and LA Knight was going back and forth, man. And they had their bullshit match, whatever, man. Honestly, that's the part when I went in my garage and started hitting my double-in bag. Started doing some pull-ups. Really, honestly. I had it on the TV out in the garage, and I really don't even remember. I just remember them insulting each other back and forth, saying shit. Or whatever, man. But I don't even remember. I don't even remember what happened, honestly. I just remember them in there. I kind of, like I said, I started doing what I was doing in my garage at that point, and I wasn't even really focused in on that shit anymore at that point. What else happened? Okay, so I saw a segment with Bianca Belair, and she was saying I think she broke some of her fingers or something. I don't know if it's just storyline to keep her out because they're planning on something. I don't know, because she still looked jacked as fuck, so I guess she was still able to, lift weights. But anyway, so she's supposed to be out. She didn't say how long. Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. Jade, I love you. Tiffany, sloppy match. Sloppy match. Wow. Let me get to this first. Montez fought the Street Profits, the Motor City Machine Guns, and what do they call these guys? With my man Beard, Tommaso Ciampa, and his partner. They had. I actually liked that match. That was a good match. And the Street Profits retained. And that was a good match. That was a good match. I know Jacob Fatu come out with his same old shit that he says every freaking week when he does come out. WWE loves wrestlers with these slogans and always just saying the same shit over and over. They try to get the crowd hyped up, because then when they start talking and the crowd is going, what? Well, or they start repeating because they know what they're going to say. Like, then that's so stale, so boring. But, he's talking about what he's talking about, and I don't even remember what the fuck happened with that. They were just talking, but bottom line, bunch of nothing. All right, we'll see what this shit leads to. But because there was really nothing that happened. Now, I want to get back to Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. Sloppy match, botches all over the place, yes. Well, let me say something. I told you guys this a long time ago. And truthfully, the weakest part of Jade Cargill's game is her selling moves. You watch Jade Cargill wrestle, that is the weakest part of her game. Selling moves. She stalls too much. You can see her waiting around, but she's not the only one that does that shit. Even the so-called vets do that shit. It's just that because Jade was not bred and born in the WWE, let's blame Jade. Now, even Stevie Richards went on as to say, I got the actual, the thumbnail, the photo of it. Y'all see. Well, basically says that, Jade Cargill, that at some point Triple H is going to give up on her. He's going to give up on her because she just doesn't get it, and she stalls too much, and all these, right? She's not getting it, and you can tell that she's trying to think about it. She's trying to remember the spots and blah, 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 and all, right? And I honestly agree that, yeah, she stalls a lot, and it's so predictable. How she, like she just stands there. She doesn't know how to sell. She's not good at selling. You know, like a wrestler will stand up, they'll glance to see where you are, they'll drop down to one knee, probably like, you know, she doesn't do that too well. She kind of stands there and just wait, hunched over, wait, and that is like the weakest part of her game. It's because it's so noticeable that it is cringe. But she wasn't doing it like that in AEW, now was she? This is what I'm saying to you. If she can't adjust, right? Triple H they just might say, she's not getting it. They just might do that. But here's what I'm saying. Tiffany Stratton botches all the time. Tiffany Stratton, I can't, honestly, guys, I can't take the sound of her voice. If you ever saw that movie back in the day, what was it called? I forget the actress name. Oh shit, what is her name? Lindsay Lohan. Mean Girls. That's who Tiffany Stratton reminds me of. Shut up. One of them little prissy valley girls. Man, it's just so fucking childish. Like I told you, look, I said she reminds me of like a little child, a little Barbie doll or something, yet she comes out at WrestleMania with a fucking Barbie doll house background. Yet her fans want to defend. So who's wrong? The one saying calling her a Barbie doll or the one saying she's not? And that's what she came out to. And I'm looking at her, I'm listening to her, it's Tiffany time, yada, 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 yada. Man, her promos stink. She's not even believable. And the more she wrestles, you see, she struggles as well. But see, she was never in AEW. This is why I'm saying they always want to focus on Jade. Well, guess what? I told you. If they saw potential in Jade, it's more than the potential thing. It's more of it. They saw how over she was with the fans, even as a heel. They saw that and they said, nah, she's a big time player in AEW. Let's take her away. See, Dustin Rhodes said something that made a lot of sense a long time ago. Dustin said, you can't train every wrestler the same way. When you're teaching them the business, yes, they have to get it, but you have to look at their strengths and weaknesses, and you have to learn how to hide their weaknesses, how to disguise them by putting them in matches in certain situations that they're comfortable in. Through time, they will become more comfortable. But once you just start trying to put too much on them, and any wrestler will tell you that shit, that's down to earth. Now, people that's a slave to the machine won't, because they're afraid to get called out and people say, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, he's disgracing the business, bullshit. Fuck that. Chris Jericho, he said, when he talked about Orange Cassidy and like certain people that when he first came to AEW, he's like, this is a stupid gimmick. And he said he didn't get it at first. He said even his style of wrestling being different from how he was taught initially. He said he had to understand that the game changes. Things evolve for better or worse, but you do have to know how to keep up. And he said, then it's like he started to get it and understand everything doesn't stay the same. Then he thought about how his style, why he had older wrestlers telling him his style doesn't work. You don't do this and that 3 or 4 times, you do it one time. He said, then he's like, you know what? He had to learn. It's like that whole thing of you can't teach your old dog new tricks. He said, you know, bottom line is the game does change. You have to know how to change with it. And Chris Jericho has been keeping himself relevant, not just wrestling-wise, but even just character-wise. How he just keeps, keeping himself in the mix. You got to give the man credit for that. Okay. So, anyways, I'm looking at and listening to Stevie Richard. I didn't only read the article; I saw the video. But when I'm listening to him talk, I understand his points. Like I said, I do agree with him saying how you can see that Jade just doesn't get it. But this is the point of what I'm saying. You put Jade in the ring and you try to give her, like, examples. See, here's the thing. In boxing, you can be a pure boxer or you can be a boxer puncher. When boxer punchers try to be pure boxers, most of the time it don't work for them. If a pure boxer tries to be a boxer puncher, most of the time it doesn't work for them. Because you're trying to fight in a style that doesn't suit you. If you are a brawler, do you think Mike Tyson could skip around and dance and box and move like Muhammad Ali? No. Muhammad Ali will walk you down when he needs to. He'll stand there and bang with you when he needed to. But that's not his MO. Let me come in here and just stand here. But nope. No. See, you have to do what makes you comfortable. This is what I'm saying. And for some reason, thick-headed WWE fans don't get it. And also other people just don't get that. You have to be comfortable with what you're doing. Because if you're not, you're going to get injured. You're going to fuck around and injure the person you're wrestling because you're not comfortable. But selling moves and how to transition. See, Jade is a powerhouse. No, they want to focus on sex appeal. They want to try to make her to be something different than what she is. Now, I like when I seen her, like, I've seen her do a move, I can't think, against Naomi, where she picked Naomi up like electric chair, like she's going to drop her back in the electric chair move, and then she spent her around and turned it into a power bomb. I mean, I've seen her do several things. She did a nice move against Tiffany Stratton. I think something she turned into a power bomb as well. But bottom line is, Jade is a powerhouse, man. And you can't fucking sit here and tell me this bullshit like Jade is uncoachable when you had guys like Hulk Hogan for years. We always knew, come on, Kurt Hennig and all these other guys, Dr. D. David Schultz, all these people that he was beating, Killer Khan, that was carrying him, making him look better than what he was. We always knew this shit. Hogan couldn't wrestle for shit, man. But WWE went with that whole shit for years, the same old you and Hulk up and stand up there and look at the crowd and you're just standing here waiting. I mean, come on, stop it. The attack on Jade is just so blatant and bullshit because we can sit here right now. You're going to act like Tiffany Stratton don't botch just as much as Jade, if not more. We're going to sit and act like we don't see botches all the fucking time in wrestling by the same wrestlers. Hell, I love Bianca, but Bianca botches a lot as well. Because if you watch Bianca, especially when she go for like those spine busters or like those like slams, where she pick you up like similar to a spine buster and like spin, she almost dumped fucking wrestlers on their heads often. They talked about how Nia Jax, Nia's this, Nia's that. Now Stevie Richards is just saying what he's saying, but if they didn't give a fucking up on Nia Jax, how the fuck do they give up? How? Because they said, oh, Nia Jax was unsafe to work with. Nia Jax was this. Nia Jax is still the same Nia Jax. See, but this is exactly what I mean. This is people, and Stevie Richard goes, I love Jade Cargill, but no, you don't. And you don't have to. None of us have to love anybody, okay? But I'm saying, no, you don't. No, you don't. You are saying these things, but you fail to say that. Now, I will say Stevie Richards, I've heard him call out different people, and he has been very critical of certain of other people as well. But what I'm saying as far as Jade Cargill goes, look, man, let's stop acting like Jade Cargill is like the worst wrestler in the female division. The matches stink, but I'm telling you, it's like they're not letting her look. When Lex Luger came to fucking WWE, what did they bring him in as? The narcissist. This fucking guy stand up here smiling at himself in the mirror, being all conceited and that. He was a little bitch when he came there. This wasn't the same Lex Luger that would run, pose, and clothesline you and slam the fuck out you with the rage. Like that's not the version of Lex Luger that the WWE showed you. Then they put him into this all-American boy bullshit, and nothing was clicking for Lex Luger the way they see. This is exactly what I'm saying though. When you put a person in matches and they're not getting certain things, you have to work with them to their strengths. And Tiffany Stratton botches just as much. She botched her own fucking finisher. Okay, so that shit's gonna happen. And I don't crucify people for making mistakes, but goddamn, I mean, man, we've been watching so many botched matches. We can go back and look at this past several months at WWE and look at all the botched matches that we've been watching and talking about. But the focus is on Jade Cargill. See, the match was terrible. Now, WWE fans are different because these motherfuckers will start chanting, this is awesome, and it's like, guys, you've been silent this whole match, and a motherfucker pull off a move and all of a sudden you start chanting that this is awesome. Okay, whatever. Cool. Cool. You cheer people, you boo people at the same, like John Cena said, in the same breath, you cheer and boo people. You don't even know what the fuck you want anymore. They're cheering John Cena for insulting them. I mean, fuck, the week before John Cena comes out, you guys are going, we are sorry. Well, I'm like, wow. Robots, man. Fucking robots. Fucking slaves, man. You guys are sitting there I will never do this shit to another human being. I will never bow to anybody like they're better than me, like they're bigger than life. Like, that's for these fucking losers to do, that walk around here praising these people trying to live vicariously through these celebrities, because that's all that shit is. So John Cena is playing a character, and he's puppeteering you guys because he can tell you something about yourselves, and John Cena, yes, insult us. But yeah, I mean, I'm just watching this shit, and let's be real, man. The match between John Cena and Cody was bad, man. John Cena's at an age now where it's showing that, okay, he can't do what he used to do the same way, and John never had a lot of moves anyway. He was never like a really solid wrestler, man. He was one of the most popular ones they had with just a handful of moves. Okay, but bottom line is, it's always the attack on a former AEW wrestler. And y'all don't get it. They get them there just for the sake of trying to play chess with AEW. Let's take one of their top guys. And this is what they do. When the contract is up and they decide that they leave and go to WWE, so be it. Just like when the WWE wrestler contract is up. If they decide they're going to AEW, so be it. And what people fail to understand is, like, take a guy like Keith Lee. I noticed, like, Kevin Nash did this shit before when he was in TNA. He called himself the Silver Fox. He comes out all fucking white hair, gray beard. Keith Lee did the same thing. Come on. And I'm like, why the fuck would you do this, man? Bro, he wasn't even 40 yet. You're coming out looking like you're like 75, man. Dye that shit or cut it. The fuck? Like, he comes out with that. And I'm like, they don't do this shit in the WWE. Nash left TNA and went back to WWE, whatever this little Legends contract. Yeah, all of a sudden his hair is black again. Okay, this is what I'm saying. But they come to these other companies and it's like, wow, there's nothing special about Keith Lee, man. Keith Lee is a big dude. They call him the Bearcat or whatever the fuck. And, like, he did what he did. But none of these guys, see, they're getting big money and none of them are really doing anything. And I'm looking at it like, okay, it wasn't the performance in the ring or nothing. It's just they're not doing anything. Now, you take a guy like him, you take a guy like Miro, you take a guy like Aleister Black. There's nothing special about these guys, man. Rusev was over because of Rusev Day, because of his gimmick. Not so much about his wrestling ability, it's the gimmick. Aleister Black never at no point in the WWE shined because of his gimmick and was treated like this is a bad motherfucker. They never treated Aleister Black like that in the WWE. Never. At no point. Brody King, Buddy Lee, whatever the fuck his name, they never treated them like that. At no point in time. They come to AEW. Okay, let's put them together. Let's form a stable. Let's do whatever. Right? And it's like, once again, when someone leaves WWE, they come to AEW, they're supposed to dominate. That's the mentality of the WWE fan base. Okay. When these guys go back to WWE, they go back and you forget that they're even there. And you're watching all of a sudden, oh, okay, shit. So this was Aleister Black's return. Who gives a fuck, man? So what? He's going to be world champion now? You left as mid-level and you'll come back as mid-level. And even to win any one of these little bullshit sub-belts, does it really matter anyway? I mean, let's just be real, man. Take a guy like Cody Rhodes, man. If there was no AEW, Cody right now is not back in WWE. If there was no AEW, CM Punk is right now not back in the WWE. And the truth of the matter is, if you look at all of this shit, look at Cody. Cody Rhodes wrestled 10 fucking times. 10 title defenses. Since 300 something plus days, he wrestled 10 fucking matches. Where's Cody right now? Taking a rest for what? For showing up in his suit and talking? Cody should be the most well fucking rested wrestler on the fucking roster, man. He barely fucking wrestles. So when I see certain things, like John Cena was showing up every fucking week John came to wrestle. You know, Adam Copeland was showing up every fucking week. The guy came to wrestle. You understand what I mean? Batista, these guys were coming to wrestle every fucking week. This new crop of fucking wrestlers and shit, right? They're champions, but they don't come to wrestle. I can understand if you have, you know, one guy out the group that's, you know, he might be, and it's especially, here's the thing, the older wrestlers get, their schedule slow down, and we understand that. But, I mean, it's the type of shit, man, where these guys are just coming out to the ring, and it's like I said, they're more focused on being celebrities than they are being wrestlers, man. And they come out and they talk about what? What are we talking about? What are we even talking about, right? So, you know, it's different, man, when you're in a different federation, but people expect the same shit to happen. Nah. Well, I tell you what. Let's say, for example, Stevie Richards, he calls it right, and they give up on Jade. And then Jade decides she wants out. Aside from AEW, where is it? Where is it? Where else is it that Jade can go? That's going to make a difference. Do you think Jade wants to go to TNA? Can you really imagine Jade saying, I want to go to TNA? You think she wants to go to CMLL over in Mexico? You think she wants to go to New Japan? You think Jade wants to go to MLW? Where she won't be on TV anymore, on primetime TV anymore. She'll just be on YouTube shows. Well, you think she wants to go to AAA? Even though the WWE owns it? No, where do you think Jade wants to go? Now, imagine Jade coming back to AEW, talking about, I'm back home where I belong. Then maybe try to take a cheap shot at WWE or something. And okay, but just imagine if she does that. The amount of hate that she would receive from WWE. Oh, she wasn't this, she wasn't that, blah, blah, right? Meanwhile, you have a champion named Tiffany Stratton that watches every bit as much as Jade does. She sounds like a little girl, like a little kid. I keep asking this question. It's more like a rhetorical question, but I keep asking this question, like, are they making these shows for little kids? Are they designing these characters for little kids? It's Tiffy time, yada, 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 yada. Like, oh, please, shut this little valley girl up. Nobody wants to hear this shit, man. It's like, why? What the fuck does Tiffany Stratton bring to the table? This is what I'm saying. You have to be more than fucking eye candy, man. Like real shit. What does Tiffany Stratton? Then this fucking idiot. This guy is he's so annoying. I always forget Wade Barrett. I've never seen anyone do a moonsault like that. The prettiest moonsault ever. Asshole. There's a guy named Christopher Daniels who's been doing it for fucking years. They always try to make it seem like whatever they see happening in the WWE, this is the first time we've ever seen this move. Yeah, whatever, man. Now, I'm just saying. Now, the same way, I just said what I said about Jade. What happens if, regardless of why, but Tiffany Stratton ends up leaving WWE and go to AEW? All of these fucking people that's talking about it's Tiffy time, and watch how they turn their backs. Watch how the WWE universe turn their backs on Tiffany Stratton. Oh, she wasn't that good anyway. All these botches. Now, the same way these WWE retards sit up and try to knock or want to try to act like they don't see, okay, how fucking gorgeous fucking Megan Bayne is in that ring. If Megan Bayne left AEW, all you need is a channel like Wrestle Talk or somewhere to tell you, breaking news, Megan Bayne headed to WWE. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah, Megan. Oh, wait, why are you excited? It's only Megan Bayne. This is what WWE fans do. This is what biased WWE fans do. Yes, and I don't just mean these fans that come on here and just type shit in on everybody's channel. I'm talking about these guys that have channels, that do podcasts, that do their YouTube shit. They're the same way. They're just biased towards WWE. And the funny thing is, I know who these wrestlers are before they come to AEW, before they come to WWE, because I watch the independent stuff. I watch these people, so I know who they are. Not all of them, but a whole lot of them, I know who they are already. So by the time you guys see them and start, oh, this person has been doing that. Like, I was watching MLW. There was a guy, I don't even know if he still does this shit. He went under the name of Sledgehammer TV. And I know that he was pissed off. This was years ago, man. He was pissed off at the WWE product. And he basically was just on their ass about how garbage the show was. And I remember he would do movie reviews as well. And I remember one time I asked him, what did he think about Jacob Fatu? He didn't even know who Jacob Fatu was. And I said, he wrestles at MLW. I said, he has a presence about himself, man. And I see, like, I don't know, I think he's a guy that maybe one day he might end up in the WWE. Now, mind you, there's no AEW at this time, right? I said, or TNA. And the guy responds, he says, yeah, I don't even watch MLW. I don't even know what that is. And he said, as far as TNA, I don't even watch TNA at all, right? And they said, hey, man, sometimes you need to change your pace because in terms of WWE, you're not happy with their product either, right? So, as someone who likes wrestling, we should expand our horizons and not just focus on just trying to pick a favorite brand just to say, oh, I like this brand. And he responded with like, yeah, that's true, you're right. And he said, maybe I'll check out MLW from now on and see what's going on, or try to get back into TNA. Now, this was years ago. Now, this Jacob Fatu, I was watching him, matter of fact, you know, him and Hammerstone was going back and forth, man. And like when Hammerstone left and went to TNA, you know, Jacob Fatu ends up leaving and coming to, you know, the WWE. You know, my whole thing with that, people, was really simple. It's like these people don't walk down the street and all of a sudden they walk past the performance center and all of a sudden, hey, man, why don't you come in and become a professional wrestler? These people have been grinding and trying to become big time for years before they get to these different places. And this is why when I see guys like a guy like Kevin Knight, that guy's awesome, bro. And you know what? He's in AEW, and I saw him in MLW as well over in Japan, New Japan. So it's like when I see this shit, man, I'm like, you know, these guys, you have to, like, what you can't do anymore in wrestling, that old business model of, oh, it takes 10 years to build a character, to get a character over. No, that's the old way. Sometimes you have to move a lot faster, man. And so when I look at Tiffany Stratton, for example, I'm not saying, oh man, put the belt on somebody else, all that. No, you want to go with Tiffany Stratton, fine. But what I'm saying is, stop playing this fucking favoritism shit. Stop playing this favoritism shit where you want to act like you don't see where Tiffany Stratton fucks up. And in fact, she even made a mention about how people were saying she's going to be, or have the type of run that Charlotte had, or comparing her to Charlotte, saying there's only one Charlotte. She goes, but there's only one Tiffany Stratton. It's like, yeah, but really, what's so special about Tiffany Stratton's arsenal? Well, what? And her move, it's not like she's doing a move that, oh, she invented this move, or no. But I'm just, what is so special about what she brings to the table? What? And I ask that question because it's really simple. Every wrestler becomes a brand. Now, how big of a brand, that is, time will tell. But when you look at any of these wrestlers, right, any of them can be replaced. In terms of actual talent, Kurt Angle, for example, better than The Rock, better than Triple H, better than Stone Cold. Was he as popular? Nope. But was he a better performer? Fuck yes. But Kurt Angle didn't have their type of popularity. When Kurt Angle showed up in the Impact Zone that night, and him and Samoa Joe faced off, man, that Impact Zone sounded like it was in fucking Madison Square Garden. The crowd was going bananas. This is what I'm talking about, though. They didn't appreciate Kurt when he's in WWE. They made him a clown. I'm such a tough guy. I drink milk, one day after expiration. Like that. It was always the silly shit. And I'm like, why did you take a guy like Kurt Angle, man? as talented as this motherfucker is, and you want to make him a goofball. Right. But he comes back, and he forms a little alliance with the Shield temporarily, and then you can see Kurt was, by the time he came back to the WWE, he was already broken up. And you know what's so disrespectful about these reporters? They'll say some shit like, former WWE wrestler. Like, bro, Kurt was in TNA for like 10 years. They're damn near a decade, if not a decade. Why do you don't say former WWE and TNA? Why do you only say WWE? This is what I be talking about with the disrespect of different promotions, but yet they call themselves wrestling fans. So talk about wrestling, not just the WWE. And let's not sit and criticize other promotions, but then overlook the bullshit that the WWE does. If you're going to be fair with everybody. And that's where this shit lacks. Because people think that if they're showing favoritism, that's going to get their good graces with these companies, with the WWE. No, man. I mean, like, let's just be real, man. If you were running a fucking promotion and you have a slave to the machine mentality, you're not a good booker. You're not a good owner. In fact, people will say, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Just like PCO. When he walked away from TNA, I didn't think that was cool what he did with the belt and everything. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? Fuck these people. Let's be real. I'll tell you something about companies. Okay? I used to work for this hotel. And the hotel is it's an indoor water park. Let me explain the big one. And they make a lot of money. Okay? Rooms are extremely expensive at this hotel. I was a supervisor there, right? And let me explain something to you, man. What puts a smile on your face and your family's face when you're on vacation, you have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know the racism, the favoritism, the hatred, the evil, the downright nasty dispositions that people have. You have no clue about it. Now, if you've experienced it, then you know. Why you guys love to be a slave to the machines, a slave to anything or anyone, is beyond me. But you guys love to try to protect and defend, companies because you like them. Look, I'll show you something to show you how people don't care about humanity. It's all about money. You see this racist Ryan Garcia. This guy said, I wish I could dig up George Floyd so I could kill that nigga again. He says I'm anti-black. I'm KKK. Fuck them niggas. I don't like niggas. I don't all this shit, right? All this racist shit he was saying. Now, Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC president, banned him and said they have no association, no affiliation with Ryan Garcia, that he basically violate their rules, regulations, and guidelines and their policy of, fairness to people and whatever the fuck. All right, all this shit. Now, does he stick to his, is he a man of his word to stick to it? We'll see, because we know Mauricio Suleiman have done some shady shit to people himself. Okay? But as of now, still the WBC wants nothing to do with him. As of now. A change will only come, and should only come, when people show you that they have changed. So if someone says something just to break the ice, that's not good enough. So you went publicly and said what you said. And even if it would have been leaked, still, it was exposed to the public. But he purposely made these videos. Him and his racist ass fans and friends, yeah, fuck them niggas, fuck them black niggas. He's saying all of this stuff. They made excuses for Ryan Garcia. Oh, he just said it to sell tickets. Oh, he just, right? All of it. He never once apologized to black people. He never apologized to George Floyd's family. Nothing. The only thing that this fucking racist piece of shit did was apologize to the mother of his child because he was caught on video wrecking her apartment and talk about some dude, you got dudes coming in, all this other shit. Okay, that's all he managed to do. He has a black trainer. Okay, black stablemates. How the fuck do you even get accepted? Because I guarantee you, if a non-Mexican fighter did say that same shit about Mexican people, and they gonna walk into it, and that fighter walks into that gym with this Mexican trainer, and these Mexicans, no. They're not gonna have you walk back in there. But bottom line, I don't care what nationality you is, wrong is wrong. But my point, they so-called banned him. Okay, as of now, it's still the same way. Well, you see the company Steel City that created Undisputed banned him from the game due to his actions. Okay, where's the apology at? Where's the sincere apology from Ryan Garcia? Where was any of this, right? He said he was going to go to rehab. He didn't go to rehab. He didn't do any of that shit. But guess who's back on Undisputed right now? Yeah, why? Because Undisputed is in a position where people have given up on this game. They're calling it garbage. It's broken. And they don't want people to walk away from this game. So they're sending patches and updates, and every time they send something, you have some little slave to the machine trying to sit there in front of their camera, trying to convince you that the game is fixed and it's better now, and then a week later, they get sick of acting, and then they're complaining again as well. They want sales for this game to go back up. They want the interest to go back up. So what do? They reinstate Ryan Garcia because they need the sales. See, this is what I'm talking about. So these companies that you sit there going to bat for and so die hard about, you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You don't know how people are treated behind the scenes. But when you hear things like, you guys love to report things like the drama between Triple H and The Rock. Okay? Right. You're the same people that talk about Tony Khan doesn't know what he's doing. Well, does fucking Triple H know what he's doing? Yeah, so bottom line, right? If The Rock has the power to fire Triple H, demote him, whatever it's going to be, will he actually do it for the sake of the company? Or will he hold on to the whole, well, me and the game go way back? You know, when it comes to business, what do they always say? We do what's best for business. You motherfuckers begged Triple H. You begged Triple H to take over for Vince McMahon. Did you not? Oh, yeah. And you flip-flop all the time. We need Shane to come back and run the WWE. Oh, we need Stephanie to come back and run the WWE. Shane don't know what he's doing. Oh, we need Triple H to come back and run it because Stephanie doesn't know what she's doing. Oh, we need Vince McMahon to come back because Triple H doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, we need this one to come. It's always a back and forth, a back and forth, a back and forth, a back and forth. Are you fucking shitting me? And then fucking Linda McMahon, I saw her little prissy, funky, stinky ass standing up there next to Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump, these people try to pass a bill where kids can be physically disciplined in school now by teachers again. Oh, see, this racist piece of shit, this fucking tangerine in the suit that you call a president, is purposely trying to, he shows his hatred. He shows his racism. And you got people trying to make excuses for this son of a bitch, right? Well, here's the deal. If you think politics don't play a part in professional wrestling because it's a form of entertainment, you're a fucking fool. If you think that there's any form of entertainment where there's not crooked, fucked up people behind the scenes, you're delusional and you're lying to yourselves. So when we start talking about these wrestlers and these companies, I'm not a slave to any of it. I just happen to like AEW. I'm not feeling what WWE is doing right now. I'm not feeling what TNA is doing right now. MLW, they have some good shows I've seen. And I'm trying to get back into the swing of things with them, which I have a video about them too. But bottom line, people, is really simple. If you can't be honest and be unbiased, you should shut the fuck up and shouldn't speak. You really shouldn't. And you should shut up and learn and be educated about what's really going on. And give thought about things before you open your mouth. Because a lot of you respond. You listen just to respond. You don't listen to really learn and really pay attention to what's happening. And if you walk around bowing and being a slave to people, then you definitely should shut the fuck up. Because the only thing you're going to do is try to defend your fucking master and make them feel like, you know, oh, I'm proud of this little dumbass slave of mine because they're out there defending us. Like, for someone to tell you, if Tony fucking Khan had have said, I want to tell all these AEW or people that's talking about AEW, no, let's say the AEW fans, because that's who Triple H was addressing, to go fuck off, we wouldn't hear the end of that shit. Triple H says it, And what do you motherfuckers do? You either be silent or you want to argue with the ones that say, no, you go fuck off, Triple H. Because what Triple H is telling you, like he said, stop being a critic and be a fan. Well, when you critique, when you're being a critic, but you're praising this shit, oh, that's right, keep talking. Go on the blogs, let everybody know how great we are. But now, when you fall from grace and the show is not producing on the level it should, who are you to criticize us? Just shut the fuck up and be a slave. Fuck a fan. Just shut up and be a slave. And just accept the garbage that we're giving you. $9,000, $10,000 fucking seats to come and sit and watch that garbage WrestleMania. This is what I'm talking about. But Triple H is no different from you guys that want to argue and defend the bullshit that they're giving you against other people that's not satisfied with this product. When all you have to really do is just shut the fuck up and mind your business, because you can't tell a person that they're wrong for not liking what they're seeing, right? But you guys have no problem with anybody criticizing AEW or MLW for that matter, or anything else. It's just don't tell the truth about WWE, because we're slaves and we want you to be one too. And that's the mentality that you guys have. You will never catch me. I don't give a fuck. AEW, TNA, I don't care who. You will never, nothing. Me bowing down to people and all this goofy shit. As they, oh, it's just part of the show. We're just having, yeah, you're a bunch of robots, man. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You're a bunch of robots, and you're not qualified to speak on anything. Okay? Peasants don't speak to kings and queens. And that's the mentality that you have. They're kings and queens, and you're just fucking peasants. And you have nothing to fucking say. Now, with all this being said, like I said, I don't know that what Stevie Richard is saying is going to actually happen. If Jade is aware, I don't know if anybody has brought it to her attention. Like, Jade, it's just selling. You have to learn how to sell moves better. Jade gets hurt from every little fucking move. I've been telling you this, nothing that this guy said. I've been telling you guys this shit. Jade gets slapped in the fucking face. She's on the fucking floor as if she got pile drive, Death Valley Drive, and Frog Splash, like, and all in back-to-back sequence. This all them fucking muscles, and she's never impervious to pain. She gets hurt so easily, and she doesn't sell good. I've been fucking saying these things, have I not? It only took months for these motherfuckers to, like, this is what I'm telling you. This type of shit, for Jade to wrestle this style that she's wrestling in the WWE, notice how you haven't seen her do that fucking springboard off the, jump onto the rope and jump off with the body splash. You notice she haven't done that since she botched that move? Okay, it's what I'm telling you. I said she doesn't look confident in the way they're trying to get her to wrestle. I've said all of this. Now, for you that want to pull this WWE superior shit, and, well, if she don't know how to do it, well, no, fuck you. Because why the fuck did the WWE bring her in? Because even in the AEW, I could see how they camouflage her flaws. This is exactly what you fuckers don't understand. So when you get a person to try to wrestle in a style that they're not comfortable with, of course there's going to be botches. Of course there's going to, you know what? Because the nerves get to you. Am I doing this right? Or am I supposed to be? And Jade can't sell it. You can see her stand there waiting, looking around. She's terrible at that shit. It just took you guys forever to finally fucking catch on to it, though. So let me say it this way. If Jade Cargill it gets to a point where she just wants out, let me explain something to you guys. Jade Cargill, to me, went there for the wrong fucking reasons. She came to the ring saying, I want to show everybody why I came to WWE, why I came here to be a champion, and all this shit with this scripted bullshit. It sounds like she's fucking, like this shit didn't even come from her own thinking. But bottom line, Jade said she felt like she wanted to be on magazine covers, she wanted to be in movies. No, she wants to be a celebrity. She feels like WWE posed the best chance of her doing that type of shit. Okay? See my point? What did I say earlier? And what have I said in previous videos? It's like these fucking wrestlers are more concerned about being celebrities than they are wrestlers. Okay? Everybody don't want to wrestle for 20 fucking years. So it gets to a point where, okay, They start wanting to be in movies. They want to do all kinds of other shit that where when their wrestling career is over, that they can still, make big money. I get it. But see, the problem is, it's just like with boxing, the same thing. These fighters are more concerned with being celebrities than they are with being boxers. And that's why they're so goddamn soft. That's why they make excuses to get out of fights. That's why they duck and dodge and don't want to fight certain guys. Bottom line, they're more worried about being fucking divas and celebrities and bullshit than fucking fighters and wrestlers. So, remember John Cena talked that shit, and him and The Rock had that bullshit storyline that you little kids thought was so great. No, it's a stupid fucking storyline. Don't fucking dick me around and tell me that you love the WWE and you're all making movies. Didn't John Cena do the same fucking thing? And who the fuck are you? Why are you concerned about what the fuck this man is doing to provide for himself and his family? Stupid fucking storyline. Yeah, a kid wouldn't understand the difference, but a grown adult does. And if you say, yeah, but we're making too much out of it, we can't expect it to be real, it's not a real sport. Well, why the fuck do you do vlogs every fucking week complaining about this shit? Why do you do vlogs every week talking about what happened? Okay, this is my point. We know movies aren't real either, right? But if you see a bad movie, you say, that movie was bad. Or, man, the movie was good up until the fucking end. The ending just kind of ruined the experience. We've heard all these different things being said, right? It's just like I said, don't talk that shit about my precious WWE. So what, they suck right now. I mean, but, well, what about AEW? Well, we're not talking about AEW. And AEW was great. AEW is on fire right now. We're not talking about them, though. We're talking about WWE. Once again, if people try to shit all over AEW, you WWE fans don't give a fuck. You want to jump in and ha-ha. What are you ha-haing about? They're doing great shit right now, man. They've been for a while now. So they've got back in stride. You know what people are waiting for? To hear that they finally broke 1 million views or 2 million or 3. Right. Well, talk about how the WWE can't pull a fucking 5.9 again. Talk about how they can't fucking pull an 8.0 again like the APA did. Talk about that shit. Talk about how, during Mania week, the week of, they had only sold 50,000 fucking tickets. But then they announced that a sellout crowd of 61. Right. Now, if this is Tony Khan saying this, they didn't really sell the building out because such and such a thing and this and that. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, guys, it's really simple, man. This shit is supposed to be entertainment for us, and we're supposed to either we like it or we don't. I don't take any of this stuff to heart. I'm just speaking about the news, giving you guys the news and breaking down my thoughts and my feelings about it. But by no means, like I said, if they cancel professional wrestling, period, as a whole, as of today, man, it's not going to fuck my life up. It's fucked up, but it happened, right? Life goes on, man. I'm not going to lose anything. But the fact of the matter is, if you can't be fair, like I said, then you're not qualified to speak. And if you're going to tell me, as terrible as that match was, and then let me say this in closing. As terrible as that match was between Jade and Tiffany Stratton, my point with that shit is Tiffany was fucking up just as much as Jade. The botches wasn't really, the botches mostly was coming from because of what Tiffany was doing. But at the same fucking time, they all want to point the finger at Jade Cargill. So yeah, when we're gonna look and act like we only see what one person is doing, stop it, man. I look at people like Bayley, like for example, if she was really injured and they used that, I doubt very seriously that they had what's her name that came back, the man, whatever the fuck, on standby all of a sudden. I think that the storyline is just that she's injured and they use that because remember, WWE loved doing this. Pay-per-view, what was the Japanese guy that got fucking injured backstage and all of a sudden here goes Triple H is telling I show speed to go to the ring. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. Jade Cargill getting attacked back. There's always some attack backstage with them back-to-back shows. Now Bayley gets attacked, and all of a sudden Becky Lynch just happens to show up. Like seriously, Becky Lynch just happens to show up moments after Bayley gets attacked. Like, come on, man. This was a weak fucking. See, this is what I mean about kid logic. Because what should have happened? They know that they were going to bring a surprise. You want to know what? Bailey should have been attacked the week of or 2 weeks before. And now, Lyra Valkyria, how do you say her name? She's trying to find a partner. You understand what I mean? And without giving anything away, everything is she's trying to find a partner within SmackDown or the Raw roster or whatever. Well, basically because I feel like I don't know, because they like to switch, pop up on different promotions and all this bullshit. But bottom line, and so they don't know who's coming out, and then they should have had to sit down and pretty much. People are thinking whoever's going to come out is going to be one of these people on the roster, right? They could have did this way better. Because like I said, we're supposed to believe like Becky Lynch just happened to be in town. Oh, well, I was here to watch WrestleMania, and I just brought my gear just in case you wanted me to wrestle. Like, come on, man. And, I mean, everything about it was the heel turn, all this shit, we know. It was just so predictable, man. Okay, now that being said, listen. When we see botches, I don't fucking jump to conclusions that someone should be fired because of botch moves. Because there's be so many people getting fired because of that. But like I said, if you look at the amount of botch moves that goes on, you'll really look and go, damn, you know what, this is true. And there are a lot of botch moves by people that's been wrestling way longer than Jade, and nobody's, they don't really say much about it. And even the promos that they cut. Like example, when I said I don't really like Logan Paul in the ring, I said, but when CM Punk, who was CM Punk talking to? And he said something about you got beat by Logan Paul, as if motherfucker, you just got beat by Logan Paul. Logan Paul is trash. That's what he's telling you, right? And who does Logan Paul beat at WrestleMania? AJ Styles. Yeah. So do you understand what I'm saying? It's like you tried to bury this guy, then he just beat AJ. So then now AJ has to say he got beat by this same trash wrestler in Logan Paul then, right? This is what I mean about all they do in these promos now is just insult each other, make little personal comments, like when it happened between Charlotte and what's her name, Tiffany Stratton. Everybody cried about, oh man, it was too personal. This sensitive ass fucking generation. You know what, man? And I'm going to say this again, and then I'm going to close this video. I just don't like leaving shit out. Then I got to come back and bring something up that I forgot to say. Well, let me say this, man. If you, as a man, okay, as a man, I'm not talking about you just being a male, because men in this generation suck their thumbs and wear one-piece pajamas, like for real. Like seriously, okay? If you are a man and you don't understand what I'm talking about with these promos, just go back and watch The Ultimate Warrior or Sting, or just go back and watch wrestling promos back in the day. And tell me if that don't get your energy pumping. Like Warrior did his promos like nobody else. Sting had a lot of intensity as well. I mean, there were different people that had different the different personalities, different characteristics, and that's what I'm saying. Magnum TA, Nikita Cole, Lex Luger as well. Any of them, if you go listen to them, they sound like fucking men. Okay? They sound like men. Talk all this shit you want, but the Warrior come walking in with his back to the camera, he's growling, he's snarling. That motherfucker made you want to watch what was getting ready to happen. These fucking wrestlers are always in their feelings, and all they do is talk about personal issues. Even guys, listen, the sound of CM Punk's voice is like, oh man, this guy, like he's always talking about what he accomplished, what he did, how he got to face haters every single day, and all this other shit. That Charlotte Flair, everybody she fucking wrestles is just a kid to her. I am the standard in WWE. I am this. I am that. I'm one of the most champions. I'm like that. It's the same fucking shit over and over, man. And it's like you're arguing back and forth with these little kids. You listen to Tiffany Stratton talk, then go listen to Alundra Blaze. Go back and listen to China. You understand what I'm saying? Listen to any of these fucking wrestlers from back in the day, and listen to these. They sound like little fucking kids. It's Tiffy time. A little bougie bitch running around. All of a sudden, nerds and little bougie motherfuckers are the toughest motherfuckers in wrestling now. It's like it's purposely like, let's take the dudes with the most feminine energy and make them the tough guys. Let's take the females that look like little kids and carry on, jumping around. Even, look, Bianca Belair is how old now? 35 or something like 30, whatever. How long is she going to skip to the ring swinging a ponytail? When is she going to get a grown-up fucking entrance? I'm just being real, man. I was just sitting the other day. I was watching an old Saturday Night's Main Event, and it was Warrior versus fucking Andre the Giant. And I don't give a fuck what anybody say. Go fuck yourself, man. When that motherfucker cut a promo, like I said, he sounded like a grown-ass man that was ready to go in there and just go berserk on somebody. This shit that we watch now, most of these promos, man, we've gotten to an era of let's just talk and just talk a bunch of shit about nothing. This is why, like I said, if you have nothing to say, why are we listening to you talk for a half an hour? Why? And if you watched back in the day, WWE didn't do this fucking long 30-minute promos and people, man, the shit just makes no fucking sense. Let's make these long-ass promos and just listening to someone sound like they're having a couples therapy session. Now you usher in the fucking Attitude Era, right? I wasn't crazy about the Attitude Era, but I'm telling you, plain and simple, at least back then, men and women sound like men and women. These motherfuckers are like little kids, man, and it just doesn't appeal. This is exactly why. Like, people are so unfair about things. Everybody wants to talk about, yeah, you know, Roman Reigns with leukemia, man, so, you know, he has to take his time out. But let's fuck Kenny Omega, right? Yeah, fuck Kenny Omega. You know, we know about his situation as well. Let's not talk about him. Oh, fuck Chris Bay. Let's not talk about this man who cracked his spine on the fucking guardrail doing a move, flipping out the ring to entertain people just like anybody else. But it's just Chris Bay. You know, he's not as known as a Randy Orton, you know, or Kenny Omega for that matter. But let's not talk about. I mean, you know, if you're gonna be fair, be fucking fair, man. And this is what I'm saying. Watch this bullshit, man, and I watch these little kids run around here. You know, I'm going to beat you. There's nothing about you. You can't beat me. My skills are better than yours. I'm this, I'm that. And I'm going to slap the taste out of your mouth, and you're going to fall to my wrath. And what's going to happen is they're going to raise my, like, shut the fuck up, man. You sound like a little 10-year-old making up a fucking lie to tell his parents. You know you did what you know you did it. Just admit it. That's what they sound like, a bunch of little kids. Go back and watch any Jade Cargill matches and watch her progression. Watch her in AEW and watch her now. And you tell me you don't see a fucking, damn, she was actually better in AEW. They used her better. In fact, one of the things that they did, if she wrestled a jobber or she wrestled a skillful person, you could see, like, yeah, the matches went in a way where, like I said, they knew how to camouflage her weaknesses. What fucking wrestlers you think veteran wrestlers don't have weaknesses too? But again, when you come from AEW, and that's why the Miz promo sounds so fucking stupid, because isn't it funny how, and it goes to show you that they're not going to do shit with Aleister Black, because Aleister fucking Black was in WWE way before he was in AEW. So why are you referencing him as an outsider? Cody Rhodes was in WWE way before he was in WWE. Why are you calling him an outsider? And if you really feel like that, then you must hate what NXT got going on, because every other week they're back and forth with TNA. TNA's back and forth with them. Like, I mean, these promos, this is what I'm talking about. These promos mean fucking nothing. So if you're watching Warrior going, oh man, all he did was yelling and screaming. Yeah, he was intense as fuck, and he made you think at least it was believable that he about to go fuck somebody up. And he come out there, he looked like a fucking man. He went out there and no, he wasn't the best wrestler, but you got a lot of motherfuckers right now that's not the best wrestlers. Look, let's be real. And I like AEW. And I respect Eddie Kingston's, like Eddie Kingston is a better talker than he is a performer. But people like Eddie Kingston. Now, let's just be real. Does fucking Eddie Kingston look like he can beat the Ultimate Warrior? Does he fucking look like he could beat Bobby Lashley? Does he fucking look like he should beat Shelton Benjamin? The dude looks pregnant. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, MJF made fun of Adam Cole to the point Adam Cole's not a big dude, but have you noticed he's tightened up? Yeah, you can see he started hitting the weights again. He's not a big dude, but he's gotten toned himself up. Okay then, this is what I'm talking about, man. And so why make a reference about someone looking scrawny, right? If that scrawny little motherfucker can beat you as he is, right? This is my point. It's just talking shit. And yet, MJF, he can run his mouth on that mic with the best of them. But that's not what the fuck I tune in to see. Okay, I like the balance of the promos meaning something as well as the matches. But understand what I'm telling you. If that's what the fuck you tune in to see, is just people talking shit, then you won't really like AEW. Why? Because you don't give a fuck about wrestling. All you care about is the bullshit. Oh, I'm going to tune in because I want to hear such and such insult such and such. No, I'm tuning in for far more than just that, man. And this is exactly the point where I'm saying you are expecting a wrestling company, okay, who's focused more on wrestling, to take a format from a company that's clearly more about the so-called entertainment value of it. But hey, at the end of the day, y'all, it's wrestling. It's what we like to enjoy to watch, and like I said, every company's not going to hit a home run every single time. But guess what? When you've had this damn near a whole year of nothing but just flops and fumbles and fuck-ups, but people ignore it, but turn their attention to wanting to criticize other companies, and these people are coming in here busting their ass, working just as hard as anybody else to entertain, to try to give people their money's worth. I don't give a fuck. I only talk to AEW fans about AEW anyway. As far as like the product itself, when I'm talking. So, like I said, if you don't like AEW, just shut the fuck up. That's all. Simple. But I'm going to speak the truth. Like I said, if I don't feel something that AEW is doing, I have no problem saying it. Just like I'll TNA, I can show you my collection. I used to be the ones when I would watch the pay-per-view, I would order the pay-per-view, and then when that shit would come on DVD, I'd buy the pay-per-view if I liked it that much. Yeah, I want to see that one again. Because back then there was no you didn't have like anywhere to store these pay-per-views. It was just so yeah, I would go buy the DVD when it would come out. And hey man, this is what I'm saying. So what I'm telling you, I'm just not feeling what TNA is doing right now. Am I saying it to be biased, or am I saying no? I'm just not feeling what TNA was doing. And listen, like when I made the video, when I'm saying, outside of TNA, of like NXT's involvement, who really cares about what TNA is doing? Outside of their regular fan base is their regular fan base. So who is really watching TNA for TNA? And that is why when people talk, it makes sense. Buffoons don't get it, because a buffoon wants you to sit up there and just say whatever it takes to put a smile on their face. So I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and pretend I like something that I don't like. But at the end of the day, I'm not the one jumping conclusions and saying send this person back to AEW or sending this person should be fired or this. Hey, but I tell you what, you all beg for Triple H. You got Triple H. Triple H comes out and he's always trying to hype the crowd up and look all serious and like he's about to we're about to experience something we've never seen before. This is going to be a new and improved show just to give us the bullshit that we've gotten, right? Look at you now. This is what you guys are doing. Triple H. Okay, yeah, whatever. Well, I tell you what. SmackDown didn't hit a home run at all last night. Like I said, the Street Profits match, that tag match, that was a good match. That was a good match. But everything else on there, it was awful. It really was awful. It was, and my thing is, and you know what? It's so funny because my son said, you know what? This Jade Cargill chick, I remember watching her in AEW, and I always liked her in AEW. And on the game, on Fight Forever, we use her, and and I put her in the all black with how she came out with against Tiffany Stratton, like similar, But bottom line is, like, he's watching her, and what did he say? He looked at Tiffany Stratton and said, "This chick is eye candy, man. But I don't see what's so special about her." He said, "This Jade Cargill chick, she's eye candy for sure, and her body looks different from any other female's body, but it's like she's more of a, I don't know. It's like, where's her power at? She's not the same as she was in AEW." I just looked at my son and shook my head. I'm like, do you understand? Who doesn't see this shit? Who doesn't see this shit? My son is younger than you motherfuckers. Why is it that he can see it, but the so-called WWE diehards don't see it? You remember Deion Sanders when he played football? They had him on special teams. They had him playing as a wide receiver at times. They had him playing as a tight end. They had him playing as a corner, as a safety or as a corner. They moved him around because he could do that. How many people can you say that they've done that with in the NFL? So let's just say somebody can run like the Rocket Ishmael, was known for being a fast runner. Does that mean he can play all these different positions just because Deion Sanders did it? Does that mean because Bo Jackson played football and baseball, Deion Sanders played football and baseball, that everybody else can do it too? Can you say, well, he's faster than Deion? Okay, but does that mean he's better at baseball? Does that mean he can do both? Does that mean that he can play multiple positions? No. You have to give a person, put them in situations that they feel comfortable in. Everybody can't give a great match or even a good match with just anybody. That's why when you hear wrestlers say, who do you feel like you have the best chemistry with? Notice those motherfuckers always give you one or two names. They don't never give you 10 fucking 15. They don't give it. And out of all the thousands of matches they've had, they will tell you the best chemistry I've had. Ask Ric Flair who he had the best chemistry with. You know what he's going to tell you? Sting and Steamboat. For me, when I look at, I would say it would be Steamboat and Terry Funk. They had some hard-hitting matches. For Steamboat, the same thing. Him and Terry Funk had some hard-hitting matches. Ask Sting, he's going to tell you that the best chemistry he had was with Flair and with Vader. You understand what I'm saying? Now, not saying they didn't have good matches or great matches with other people. What I'm saying is chemistry. No, this is what I'm talking about. Names versus names doesn't always produce a good or a great match. But you ask any of these guys, and it's what I'm telling you, they only give you a handful of fucking names. They're not giving you 30, 40 names, and you can sit and go, oh, I love that match with you and Nikita Koloff. Yeah, man, I love that match with you and Luger. I love that match with you and Mankind. Yeah, no. Who you had the best chemistry? That's what I'm saying. They got to think about it. Ask Bret Hart the same thing. That's what I'm telling you. But you guys, for some reason, have this foolish shit in your head like, oh, well, if you can't cut it and wrestle the WWE style, then you should be good. Okay, does Rey Mysterio wrestle anything like Braun Breaker? This is what I'm talking about. You got to put people in the right positions, man. You got to put them where they're comfortable, where they can perform. And when you try to put too much on people, you can't work with people the same way. And I'm telling you, they're trying to get Jade to wrestle in a style that she's not that person. When I watch Goldberg, I remember seeing that motherfucker, I think it was DDP was wrestling. DDP went for, I think, a leg sweep or something, and Goldberg fucking did a backflip and shit. And everybody, oh, it's like you started to see him do little different shit. And then it's like he got complacent, man. He had got complacent because he changed to where he comes to the WWE. That's why I say go back and watch. Where my point is, when you had less experience, you were better than when you had more experience. It's like he just stayed the same in the WWE. And he got complacent. They're like, oh, he wasn't what we thought. No, it's the way they did. It's the way that you're used, man. It's the way that you're fucking used. Brock Lesnar goes up and try to do a fucking, was it 450? Almost broke his fucking neck. It's certain shit you don't need to fucking try to do shit just because somebody else can do it, man. It doesn't, everybody wants to be able to, I can, no, man, you and the most injuries happen is by mistake. This is what I'm talking about. And if you can't understand that, if you have a boxing trainer and this motherfucker is only good with southpaws, why would you send him an orthodox fighter? If this guy's only good with orthodox fighters, really don't know how to train southpaws, you're going to have a hard fucking time being taught the way that you should. That's why sometimes you have a great trainer and they have other trainers come in on the sessions and help out, because guess what? Everybody can't do the same things. It's no different in boxing. That would be like, imagine Derrick James is training the fighter, right? And then let's say Derrick James is no longer training that fighter and he goes to Robert Garcia. And Robert Garcia is saying, hey man, you either got to learn my way or you got to go. No, motherfucker. Your job is to find where this fighter's weaknesses are, what his strengths are, how do we camouflage that, how do we try to get him to have no weaknesses. But if it's a situation of, all right, certain things, like in other words, let's say you can box but you don't have big power. Well, we got to make sure that your defense is like impeccable. Your footwork is impeccable. Because even if you can take a punch, we don't want you there fighting guys where they're on your ass. They have that style. They coming in brawling, chasing you down, cutting off the ring, and you don't have any firepower to keep them off. So you need your hand speed, your quickness, your reflexes, the footwork, your defense. You understand? You have to help that fighter bring out the best in them. Plain and simple, man. We've seen a lot of wrestlers, man, that wasn't really good wrestlers. Jade Cargill has potential, man. She has some talent. But Jade Cargill, I told you, she don't look comfortable with what they're trying to get her to do. And they really don't. And let's be real. We watched Hulk Hogan become what he became all those years and couldn't wrestle for shit. So you're not going to fucking tell me that they can't work with Jade Cargill better than what they're doing. Look at how they fucked Vader over back in the day. And we know his story, right? Look, we can sit here and just go through names of people that the WWE, they were fine until they came to the WWE. Oh, they're fuck that cinematic, that fucking movie, fairy tale script, that fucking, let's try to make a movie in the ring. All this goofy shit that they do. Listen, man, you help certain people, it works for them, and there's times it don't. I love Bayley. I've watched matches with her, and it was a bunch of botches going on. So many different people. Charlotte Flair match with Tiffany Stratton. Did you not see a bunch of botches at WrestleMania? Whose fault was it? Mostly Tiffany's. And it was a slow-paced match. Why is Rey Fenix and fucking Penta wrestling at these slow-paced matches? Let's take away what makes them great and try to put them in this slow-paced bullshit style that we have. It is what it is. But listen, I'm going to end this video with that. And I will be watching Collision tonight to see what's going on. And like I said, by the time it goes off, I don't know if I get a chance on a late night to make a video about it. But it'll be probably maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, if not tonight, but whenever, or Monday, or whenever the hell I get a chance to do it. And by the way, my health and my fitness is far more important than me sitting here watching a bunch of other people. This is leisure time shit right here for me. So my life is blessed, and I don't take none of this shit serious. It's just wrestling talk, but we are talking about what's going on. So when I speak to you with the emotion of what I'm seeing and how things went. But by no point am I angry or upset or feeling any type of way about this shit. Just calling it like I see it, and that's all it is. If I sat here with the Gordon Soley voice, it would be boring, wouldn't it? Well, and she body slammed her, and then she went to the top rope, and then so that match ended that way. No, this is why I don't sit here to give you match breakdowns, because it's not necessary. And then she did this, and then she suplexed her, then she kicked in the face. I don't need to do all of that shit, and it's a lot of shit to sit here and remember. As you can see, I'm talking. I'm not writing down notes. Okay, so enjoy your life, man. Don't take this shit to heart and run around here angry and upset behind it. I don't rant. I just speak about what we see and what's going on, and I bring awareness to what other people are purposely not understanding, or what they purposely are overlooking, or maybe they just don't understand the shit. But that's all this is. Have fun in your life. Don't take this shit serious. Enjoy your day. Understand the knowledge that's being spoken to you, but don't walk around upset, angry, punching holes in your fucking TV because Raw sucked last night, or SmackDown sucked last night, or WrestleMania sucked. So what, man? How does that affect your life? And and if you are upset or angry at Triple H or any of them because of the way things are going, you need help. Yeah, you need help. You can't blame them because you can't control your fucking emotions. So that's all I got to say. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. As y'all can hear and see, it's raining like a motherfucker out here. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys now. I'll catch you in the next video.